This fan-run podcast is brought to you by DraftKings. Now from the studios of Fox Sports Knoxville, this is 3 and Out with Nate Hodges, Houston Kress, and Davey Hudson. The show that... Yep, that's what I thought. Fan Run Radio.
Today, we are here to move volunteer athletics forward to greatness. It is my sincere honor and privilege to welcome Dr. Danny White to the great University of Tennessee.
Really excited to be here, so proud to step into this unbelievable opportunity. I've never worked at the big brand place until now, and I actually like the fact that the brand needs to be polished a little bit. Let's build some positive momentum. If you're upset or you're negative, text your buddy. Don't put it on social media.
Oh, no. You were doing fine. You had been courteous and you had established trust. And now this ham-handed segue. It won't do.
Of the people that we hire, a head coach that I can trust unequivocally. We obviously have some work to do on our football program, as the Chancellor mentioned, from a leadership standpoint and, candidly, a competitive standpoint.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. See, we can go where we want to, places they will never find. And we can act like we come from out of this world, leave the real one far behind. And we can dance. We can go when we want to, night is young and so am I. And we can dress real neat from our hearts to our feet and surprise them with a victory cry. Say, we can act if we want to, if we don't, nobody will. And you can act real rude and totally removed, and I can act like an imbecile. I say, we can dance, everything's out of control. We can dance, they're doing it from pole to pole.
Welcome into the Fan Run Studios, Fox Sports Knoxville, Monday edition of the program. It's 3 and Out. I don't know what's happening with Davey Hudson. Like, it was fine, Dave. Like, Houston was fine. It was like in his ear. I don't think it's a...
It's a Monday. It's
not a misery Monday.
No, as soon as Alex turned that mic up, it would have blasted everyone within a 100-mile radius.
Oh, I got you.
Oh.
The level was wrong.
Oh. It would have.
Yeah.
Like nuclear.
Mass casualties.
Really?
Huh.
Was that bad, huh?
Well, yeah, it was staticky, but it was all.
Why did we not hear that?
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine.
It was on like 4.3, and usually I get yelled at in the morning when your mic is that low. So I tried turning it up a little bit to where I usually put
I think you did a good job.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if Davey spilled something and was like in freak out mode.
No, I was just pointing to Nate. Nate, you had the only mic on.
Davy's face when he was trying to figure it out.
It was
the best
really
part.
serious.
Well, yeah.
It was really, really
I told you,
serious.
mass casualties.
That was like
Davey saved the world again.
Davey in legit work mode.
He
right
saved
there.
lives, donating plasma, and now he just saved slight West Knoxville from what could have been, as he said, a catastrophic event. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
For your service.
Mm-hmm.
That's Davey Hudson, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate his contributions, each and every one of them, including when he saves the entire town.
Saved your earbuds.
Maybe.
Eardrums.
Through
your
maybe earbuds. They might have fried.
They might have.
And then melted into
They
your
might have
ear.
just quit.
Like that lady who put glue in her eye when she thought her contacts were dry. That was bad.
Really?
Yeah. Nail glue.
Nail glue?
Yeah, she would have been blind if she didn't have her contact in already. They were able to save the eye.
I dilated my eyes once on accident.
How?
Some
Drops?
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
It was bad.
That's tough.
Put some drops in. I opened the garage door. It was like it was early in the morning. I put the drops in, so the whole house was kind of dark. Didn't even really notice. Yeah. I opened the garage door, and the light.
I'm blind.
The light shining off the concrete driveway. It was like
almost killed you.
Heaven. Like it was just like.
Oh, you had it was an enjoyable experience.
It was like a glow. You've never seen before.
The final light.
Yeah. And I was like, something ain't right.
Was it a work day?
I don't think so. I don't remember what I did.
I'd be calling in sick on that one. Whew.
I think I just had to stay in the house.
That's a no-doubter. What a weekend, boys.
Get some cool glasses.
Those glasses are not cool.
That's why I said it that way.
It's like, I hate it when they give you those and you have to walk out with they're like the old 3D paper glasses, but not 3D, and they just look
Why can't they make them look better?
I don't know. Technology, you think we'd be? It was like the Eclipse glasses that everybody is just like, these will work probably. Don't stare directly at it. Why are the glasses? What are they for? Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's just a whole thing. How's everybody's weekend? Everybody good?
I had a good weekend.
You did? Good. Alex, your weekend good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay. How about you, old Dave?
I was just trying to recover from the Black Death. We somewhat made it.
You're back?
Yeah, how was Friday?
Are you better than ever?
It was awful.
Dude, it sucked. He was.
Is it bad? I thought you were going to the doctor. Doctor didn't
I did.
fix you up?
I got antibiotics.
He didn't fix
I'm
you
still
up?
on them.
Didn't do enough?
I wanted a steroid shot, and they wouldn't give it to me. I was kind of frustrated.
I felt like it was a pretty good show considering the circumstances. But, I mean, he was, like, over there just.
We had to give him a segment off to where
he could just go outside and cough and hack.
The segment before the depot. No, he sat there. He just didn't talk.
We had to rest him up.
Yeah, this was like a long 7-game series. We had to manage the bullpen.
Yeah, but that'd be like we're gonna rest a guy for top of an inning, but then bring him back in. He just needs a few minutes. Good for you, man. Way to battle, Dave. And you're feeling okay today? Much better?
Yeah.
You sound
still some lingering effects, but hopefully
by the middle
of the week
there's like a
we're
malaise
good.
in your voice, or a sadness, a melancholy. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
I mean, throat's still kind of sore.
Well,
still got drainage in my chest.
Your adrenaline's probably still pumping from when you just saved downtown.
That's true.
Yeah.
The look on your face, he was like,
I had no idea.
Where is it? What is the problem?
I didn't know if there was an animal running around back there.
Uh-huh.
He looked terrified.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you guys had a better show than I had a day on Friday, so you got that going for you.
What happened on Friday?
First day of the big tournament.
Yeah.
Fuel pump goes out.
Oh no.
15 miles from the ramp. We zeroed. Couldn't weigh in our fish. Couldn't fish where we wanted. Tragedy struck. The good news, came in third overall on day 2. When we had a boat that we could fish out of.
What do you get for that?
Nothing.
Oh.
Went to the team.
Oh, so
stats.
Did you help the team win then?
No, I helped us jump from 8th to 4th.
Oh.
And if we could have weighed the fish we had Friday, we would have won. Our team, the Blue Ridge Bassmasters, we call them.
The Blue Ridge Bassmasters.
That's our club's name. Blue Ridge Bassmasters.
Blue Ridge.
Like Oak Ridge, Blue Ridge, all this ridges around here.
Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge, yeah.
These aren't the Blue Ridge Mountains, though.
I don't know why they call it that.
Okay.
Maybe Oak Ridge Mountains was taken. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't name the club.
Okay. Just checking.
But yeah, we came in 4th.
You seem to run everything, so.
I'm just tournament director, and this was not one of my tournaments. Very sad. Very sad when the motor goes out.
Never mind.
But what are you going to do?
I guess there are Blue Ridge Mountains in Tennessee,
There are?
so you're good.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to have to present that to the club at tonight's meeting. By the way, guys, all these mountains are in Virginia. Got a tough nugget to drop on you boys at the meeting. All right, well, there's my update. Bummer.
Why'd you
Thumbs
even
down.
fish day 2? Oh, I guess you helped the team.
Help
go
the
from
team.
8 to 4.
Help the team.
Okay.
I was bought in. Committed. It just didn't work out. feel like we're still a little shaken from the opening of the show. Should we just start over?
No,
we
we're
good?
We're
Okay.
good.
Just making sure.
David, did you enjoy the rest of the NFL draft over the weekend? How do you think your Titans did?
Titans had an average
Thumbs
draft.
Average draft.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up?
Me and
thumb and a half?
We had a brief discussion this morning. Me and Dave agree. It was average.
So
just average, huh?
a lot of people, I believe, are upset with the Titans draft because they didn't draft players that they know.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a common misconception for some fans. It's like, oh, well, this guy didn't play at a Power 5 school. It must not be that good, which we've seen time and time again does not necessarily have to be the case. I know a lot of people were upset that the Titans didn't go with the receiver when they did. They ended up, their first receiver pick was a guy named Des Fitzpatrick out of Louisville. I hear he's a really good blocker. So in this Titans offense, you want to make sure that's the thing. I mean,
That's actually, it's important for the Titans, especially losing Corey Davis. Yeah,
who was a phenomenal blocker.
Exactly, yeah.
And a lot of people are just like, he didn't have 1,000-yard receiving year every year, which granted, he was slow to come out. But if you go back and look at some of the runs that he set Derrick Henry up for to score a touchdown, hard to
you're talking about.
Hard to get that. Yeah,
I'm talking about the Louisville guy.
But no. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I still think they're in the market to try to trade for a receiver. People are like saying Julio. I don't financially know how they would be able to make that work from a cap standpoint. Like, they talk about restructuring some contracts. I think you just have to cut more people to be able to take him on. But a name I would look out for is Chicago Bear receiver Anthony Miller. I could see them trying to bring him in. You don't like that? Or are you saying your coffee was bad?
First of all, my coffee's always outstanding. I make a great cup of joe.
You never clean your glass.
I literally washed it this morning.
Wash it or just rinse it out?
Well, rinse it and scrub it with soap and then rinse it out again.
There was soap. All right, cool.
I do that like once a week.
I'm just telling you. Like,
you may not know this. Like, I get here way before you do.
Yeah. I sat there Friday and I looked at your cup and it looked like it hadn't been washed in like a month.
Probably didn't wash it since Monday. A month, Dave. A month. Come on, man.
You could at least rinse it out like once a day.
I rinse it out probably every other day. I do a lot of this before you guys get here. Remember how this morning everyone walked in and I'm sitting right here?
You were standing up, blocking my way into my seat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was turning on the camera because I have a job to do when I get here, and I do it. Post haste. I don't come stumbling in at 7:01 wondering, well, why didn't somebody play? Not this guy. I know I missed Friday, but when it's what are you laughing at? When it's go time, when it's game day, I'm in here. First one. I unlock the gate for you little thankless jerks.
I was upset.
I don't have a key.
Exactly. I unlocked the gate. I propped the door for Alex.
I was
every
upset
morning.
that Davis Mills went to the Texans. Now he can't be the best because he's going to die.
No, now they just switched the subject. Yeah.
No,
I was still on the draft, and you went on your little tangent.
I think that gives him a great opportunity to start early and prove to everyone that he's the best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, Davey. I mean, he's going to get a shot right out of the gate
against your Titans.
No, Tyrod Taylor will get it. But
is he? Huh? Is he with the Texans now?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're doing? The Tyrod thing? Where Tyrod gets to play a few games and then he always gets benched for someone else.
They got him from the Chargers.
Poor Tyrod. That guy.
I mean,
careful with those needles.
David Carr was supposed to be a good quarterback, and look what happened when they didn't have an offensive line for him.
I'm just saying this is a great place for him to go to prove your point.
He was their first pick.
Is he a dual threat guy?
No, pocket passer.
It's perfect because he's either great and you're right, or he sucks, and that's good for your Titans. It's a win-win.
That's probably what he did. No, he did. He gave the Mills pick before he knew where he was going. I'll give him credit for that.
NFL.com. I had the Titans picks pulled up, and then
pop-up ad got you.
I will say, like, a lot of people were frustrated with the second-round pick,
scrolled.
Dylan Radunes. I'm not 100% sure how to say his last name, but
didn't like him.
He's not been tackle. I don't have a problem with it. It just goes to show how much of a failure last year is the fact that you're taking a tackle in the second round.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been a big need if you had a first-round guy playing like a first-rounder last year.
Even if he played like a third-rounder, really.
Then Monty Rice out of Georgia. People mad at that? I mean, they don't. I mean, he's a Georgia guy.
People aren't mad at it. I actually think that was probably their worst pick of the draft.
It's
And they went back.
They're going to use him in spot duty to cover running backs. They didn't necessarily need an inside linebacker. What they were going to do was draft that Notre Dame guy that slid all the way, and Cleveland actually traded up right in front of the Titans and picked him. I'm pretty sure they would have drafted him there in the second. But the Monty Rice thing, I don't know. I've heard he's kind of got a few red flags here or there.
Oh, great. Another guy from Georgia with red flags.
It's kind of their thing.
Did you see? Golly, I should have.
You DM'd it to us, so it should just be in that.
The stat about
Kirby Smart?
5 stars and yeah.
Oh, my word.
Yep, Nick Saban needed some more ammo, so that's good. That's good that somebody put that together.
Since
that
arriving...
Why have I never heard of Monty Rice if he played for Georgia?
Exactly.
Am I the only one? Had you?
No.
Like, do you remember not doing like draft study, but like watching games
And going, that Monty Rice guy, did
he declare early? Is he a junior or was he a senior? I don't remember the name Monty Rice, and I feel like I would.
He's more of a coverage guy. So.
Coverage, like outside linebacker, hybrid star, spur guy?
I thought they played him more on the inside. I mean, it's a 3-4 system, but they would just...
So he was an inside linebacker in the 3-4 for coverage?
That's at least what the Titans are going to use him for. That's what I would assume, because I'm with you.
Safety? Like, what?
I don't remember him at Georgia.
Why do you draft a guy in the third round and they can't
I don't remember.
tackle?
I don't even remember the guy's name. Never heard it. Well, maybe it's good, right? Low mileage. A lot of...
Way to spin that one.
Yeah, doing what I can for my Titans. Yikes.
Since arriving in Athens, Kirby Smart has signed 37 top 150 ranked recruits.
Oh, that's a shame.
Per the 247 composite rankings that are now draft eligible. Only one of those players has ever been drafted in the first round. His name was Isaiah Wilson, who might be the biggest bust in NFL history. Basically,
Seriously?
Kirby Smart hasn't produced a first-rounder at Georgia his entire time there. Is that even right? Is that stat correct? I didn't fact-check this. But has there been a first-round player from Georgia?
I mean, there has been.
Monty Rice was the leading tackler against Tennessee this past season.
We just zoned out.
I didn't watch that game.
He was a senior. The thing, though, is it's just Kirby Smart's recruiting classes.
Well, it's the 37 top 150 guys. He's had other guys that have come out of nowhere to go in the first round or not?
I thought as far as guys that he had recruited, because that's the thing. It's like there were a couple of really good blue-chip guys that I think were drafted in the first round that were not a part of his recruiting class. Because like that Andrew Thomas guy, I'm pretty sure Kirby recruited him, but he went in the first last year.
You mean Kirby didn't recruit him?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, Monty Rice. Elijah Molden. Back to the cornerback.
I like that one, actually. A lot of people, I mean, you can probably play him more at safety, but he is a guy that...
Thought you said their safeties were fine. They needed corners.
Well, he's more of a hybrid. Okay. They can play him in the slot. They can really move him around pretty much anywhere between safety, nickel, wherever you want to have him in that category.
Rashad Weaver, defensive end, Pittsburgh.
He actually, I think, is at that point in the draft, they got him with a really good value for him to fall to that point.
I skipped over Des Fitzpatrick. That's the guy you already talked about, the wide receiver out of Louisville. Then they added another wide receiver, Racy McMath out of LSU.
Yeah, the big knock on him was that he is
LSU. He's a receiver.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Racy McMath.
Never heard of him.
Guess who went one pick ahead of him?
I don't want to know. Who?
Shi Smith.
Ooh. We talked about Shi Smith to the Titans. I love that pick.
Yeah, I actually don't think I was kind of big on Shi Smith just watching his production. I think he might kind of be like a Jawan Jennings type guy that did really well in college and then does absolutely nothing.
I don't know, man. He does have he's got speed at least. Like that's going to be the biggest.
Oh, I'm making a comparison as far as like a guy that like we thought was going to be really well, but then once you kind of get to the next level, is not able to do anything.
I never thought Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, I don't
think at the next level.
I thought he might like make a roster and maybe play some special teams, but
I thought he'd have to be a tight end.
Yeah. Quarterback. Dust off the old throwing arm.
But no, Shi Smith, he'll be a third or fourth receiver at best.
But he's got speed and jukes.
I was just like...
McMath's got a lot of size.
Still, like, McMath's like, okay, never...
Racy?
Yeah.
That's good, right? Kind of fast. Go speed, Racy.
I don't think he'll ever do anything.
I mean, the biggest thing for him, he's like 6'2". He's pretty big. But I mean, you got to remember though, like last year.
Any block?
Well,
Probably.
I'd hope so. I mean, I'm not expecting him to be much of a factor, but whenever you look at LSU,
He caught 14 passes.
That's why I didn't hear of him.
who was the leading receiver for LSU this past year? Because they remember their
Terrence
quarterback
Marshall.
play was awful.
Especially to start, yeah.
Well, he caught 17 passes from Joe Burrow.
But you got to remember, he had Jordan Jefferson,
In 10
Jamar
games.
Chase.
Just saying.
Who else? I mean, those running
he's a
backs.
Nobody. He'll probably get cut.
Yeah, it was definitely Terrence Marshall who was the leading receiver for them.
But like, how many receptions did he have this past year?
Let's see. He had 2 double-digit reception games.
How do you pull up stats where they don't have the totals? It's amazing,
It's amazing
how you do
to me.
that.
It's amazing.
Hey, look at the score app.
Oh, the score app. I see.
Sorry.
It's all about the
I'll
score
look
app.
it up on the computer.
No, you
The score app's great. The score app tells us when our guys are out before our
Yeah,
coaches
go for
even
the
know.
score app, but then you're going to have to do math.
48 catches, 731, 10 touchdowns.
For Terrence Marshall?
Yeah. In 7 games.
Right.
You got to remember all the stats, all the guys that got drafted, they're all a little low because they played less games this year. It's weird.
Did you hear what Kuiper said about Palmer?
No.
Oh, my God.
No, I didn't.
Davey tweeted out the video. Because Palmer,
Yeah.
77th overall to the San Diego Chargers.
Superchargers.
Who saw that coming?
They kind of got criticized for the pick because they really don't need a wide receiver.
They need a Josh Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
We said it Thursday. I said I've heard that even Palmer may hop ahead of Trey Smith. I didn't think it'd be by 3 rounds. Get to that later. But Kuiper opens it up. Says, good-looking receiver out of Tennessee. Everyone's going to look and criticize the stats. Quarterback was an issue for Josh Palmer. I was just like, thank you, Mel Kiper. Thank you. Then they showed all of his catches over. Who was the corner from Georgia that everybody was drooling over?
From Georgia.
No, it was Alabama.
No,
Surtain.
him too. They showed
Oh.
the one over the dude.
Oh, he had Patrick Surtain.
Stokes, yeah.
Oh.
And then
Stokes
the one
Campbell,
over
yeah.
Surtain, because he roasted Surtain twice. And then they showed the touchdown against J.C. Horn where he just roasted him. That wasn't even close. The Georgia guy was actually in better position. Palmer just made a hell of a catch. But they were all really, really high on Josh Palmer.
Yeah.
They just said, fans are going to be mad. He's never had a 500-yard season. And Kuiper's like, he's also never had a quarterback. It was awesome. It was great. Defended Palmer, showed the good stuff. It was better to see that than all of the lowlights. We had a lot of those.
We did. We had
A lot of lowlights
Yep.
from Pruitt's vaunted defense the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, and from the offense. I mean, we talked on Friday. We talked about that Kentucky guy that went in the first round with his pick 6 of JG.
He went in the first round?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, which pick 6 was that? Was that the first pick 6 or the second?
It was the linebacker one. It
The
was
first one, the underneath cut. The second one was the deep one to the safety where we just didn't run after him hard enough. Right?
No, that was that one. It was where we didn't. It's where a couple guys got blocked early, and the rest of the team was kind of loafing. And then JG that thing where he runs super hard to show you how hard he's trying, but there's 4 guys to knock him over
Right,
at the goal
right,
line.
yeah.
It was that one.
Good for him.
Pretty incredible.
So JG got a low light package, basically.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. We threw a lot of picks. Probably a lot of footage out there. Good.
Yeah, when I was looking at Monty Rice's stats against Tennessee, I saw he had a fumble recovery, and I had to look at which fumble recovery it was. And
It wasn't the touchdown, was it?
It was the touchdown.
It was. I thought that was Ojulari.
No.
Maybe Ojulari had the hit and the fumble.
He
The forced
definitely
fumble.
got JG on the backside one time, and he fumbled it for sure. But I don't know who actually.
But Rice
recovered
was the
that.
one who picked up the touchdown.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I guess I just blanked from my memory
I don't blame you.
all parts of that game.
Yeah,
All
Josh
right.
Palmer, 77th overall pick.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I feel like it's a really good landing spot for him, too. Young quarterback, San Diego. God, lucky guy. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
Mike Williams is pretty injury prone, so it gives him a chance to be
And
possibly.
Keenan Allen's still out there, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
be a
been
number
banged
2
up.
wide
Yeah.
receiver right under Keenan Allen.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of said I expected a lot out of Josh Palmer at the next level just because he's He's not ever going to be a Julio Jones or Devontae Adams or anything like that, but the guy's just steady. He's got good speed. He's right around 4.5, I think, in his 40. They called him a violent, I think it was Lewis Riddick said, violent route runner. Good with his hips. Underrated hands. He got a shot.
All right.
Good for him. Mm-hmm. And we got to talk about the Trey Smith thing, man.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Trey Smith.
Okay.
And Mike Farrell.
Right.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did I see that?
Oh, I've never been more out on somebody ever than that little victory lap that Farrell took.
What a weird turn of events.
Weird, stupid, brainless, heartless, hopeless. That sack of monkey he is. Hallelujah. Holy. Where's the Tylenol? Mike Farrell.
Not going to want to miss this.
No.
You're listening.
Welcome back into the Fan Run Studios, Fox Sports Knoxville, Monday edition of 3 and Out. Over the weekend, Josh Palmer went in the third round?
Third round
of the NFL draft.
No. Yes. Sorry.
Trey Smith.
I was wondering if it might have been a compensatory pick in the second, but it wasn't.
They don't have compensatory picks in the second.
When did they start?
They start in the third.
Third. Okay.
Trey Smith slid to the 6th round, went to the Chiefs.
He was a comp pick. I mean, we say 6th. He was, 226th overall?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 2 picks left in the 6th round.
Well, it was a whole thing with Vol Twitter because as he kept sliding and sliding, more and more Tennessee fans just kept saying, why isn't Trey Smith going? Why isn't Trey Smith going? And so then the natural debate is a lot of people that want to that didn't even want to get into it were just like, it's just the medical. This is sad. This sucks for him. It's, the clotting thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people are weighing in like, well, you only have a great year. It might be both. His performance.
McShay said he had a second-day grade on him.
His performance
before he found out about the clots.
Yeah, his performance wasn't as good as it kind of was early in his career. He didn't get better. It's not like they were getting great, coaching and development over there.
Mm.
And so there were a lot of people that
Don't you slander Will Friend.
There's some element of both. It's hard. It's impossible to know what people, how often he came up as like, hey, do we want to take this guy? Nah, let's take this other guy. Who knows? You don't know. And then
it's safe to say
it was Mike Farrell.
I'm trying to think at one point. I think it was during the 4th round. He was 8th on McShay's best available.
During the 4th round. Okay.
Or not McShay, sorry, Kuiper. And then
ESPN always had Kuiper's grades flashing.
Right, yeah. McShay said he had a second-day grade on him until he found, which is weird that he just found out about the blood clotting issue. That was like kind of a really big deal for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then Kuiper kind of agreed. Riddick agreed, said, they played the good tape, and he's bashing people, including, Bama defensive linemen, Florida defensive linemen. He's looking, they showed the good stuff, obviously. But clots are an issue. That said, he went to a pretty damn good spot. I mean, he's going to a place that's going to have to rebuild their offensive line.
Do you know who the last Tennessee player that played at guard who was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs was?
Khalil McKenzie.
There you go.
Didn't play guard in college. Played guard for the Chiefs. Didn't James Stone also go to the Chiefs a few years back?
He played for him for a while.
Yeah.
I can't recall if he was drafted.
I can't remember if he was drafted.
He was
either.
a center, though.
Yep. Yeah. But, he's going to have an opportunity to go in, earn some PT. Going to a team that was just in the Super Bowl, returns all their skill position. He's got I think it's a good spot. If he goes and performs well, Trey Smith's got a chance. Obviously, the clotting issue is going to be kind of the elephant in the room. But if
he should have left last year, though. He gained nothing by coming back, in my opinion.
I agree with that. But didn't scouts say last year that they were more worried about the clots because he had only played with them for 1 year And so they kind of told him, like, hey, go back, prove you can make it through a whole season, even though it was kind of a weird season. And if you can do that, then – but, I mean, obviously it's blood clots. Like, it's still going to be an issue.
I think some of them, but I still think you would have had a team take a chance on him higher.
You think so?
In the draft. I mean, well, on top of it, like, I get he came back, but, I mean, the only thing he gets to hang his hat on is, like, you were part of the worst season in Tennessee football
But
history.
he didn't practice 2 years ago. Like,
right.
That was a big problem. I mean, trying to tell NFL teams, hey, draft me. I can't even practice. At least this year, they figured out however they needed to have him practice.
But, I mean, we were looking at the mock drafts beforehand, before last season, and I know Walter Football, I can't remember if it was Charlie's draft or not, but, I mean, him and Cade Major were both first-round picks.
Yeah. It's true. I think it was both. I think he did, you know, his play, he wasn't as impressive as a player as he was kind of trending to be, and then obviously the medical is some massive factor that you never know how much of one is the other. It's like a lot of things, though. On Twitter, you have to pick a side, right? You have to be like, oh, it's Trey Smith, first-round player, if it's not for blood clots. Or, no, Trey Smith, he's super overrated. Not like you can't just kind of have some common sense. And then Mike Farrell did his thing, which completely overshadowed any type of bad take. I don't know.
Well, it's this new thing.
Does anyone have that?
I actually just requested the screenshot because he deleted it. I know some people screenshotted it, but I want to read it verbatim.
Yeah.
So this is like the new thing, and I don't remember it really before this year, where recruiting services are victory lapping their 5 stars that go in the first round. You know, oh, yep, we had Trevor Lawrence as a 5-star and the number 1 quarterback and player in the country, and he went number 1 overall, so we're the best. And Trey Smith, due to a medical condition, slips. I mean, without the medical condition, regardless of, let's say the play is the exact same the last 2 years, he's going no later than the 3rd round, right? No later than the 3rd if there's no medical issues whatsoever. Right, he's right there with Palmer, maybe even in the 2nd.
I mean, if he comes out at the right time,
4 just to be safe.
Well, I mean, just at one point he was a first-round pick. Going into last season, I think it was like Cade Mays at 12 and Trey Smith at 29 or something. But the recruiting services now, yep, we had about a 5-star, and now he went in the first round. And of course, they don't say anything about guys that they ranked as 2-stars and came from North Dakota State or whatever like that. But so Mike Farrell decides to victory lap Trey Smith falling to the 6th round, thanks to the guys who have sent this in. Volstorm sent it in, and Justin, I don't want to take a guess at your Baugus? I'll work on that, Justin. That's my bad. Mike Farrell tweets this: I'll be waiting for the gift baskets and apologies from the, quote, Trey Smith should be a 5-star crowd, or for the excuses, one or the other. So he's basically saying, all you Tennessee fans that wanted Trey Smith to be a 5-star, ha, 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 he fell to the 6th round. What? That is up there as like maybe one of the most unprofessional, tone-deaf, idiotic takes. I mean, blood clots, dude. What are you doing? Just leave that one alone. Just don't say a word. What are you doing? Like, first, who's going to read that tweet and like it? Like, who is he trying to rally here? You know what I'm saying? Like, You think an Alabama fan saw that was like, ha ha, got him, Mike, great job. But, like, that is just awful.
No, he tweeted for him. He tweeted for the feeling he got when he hit tweet.
He left it up for a few hours, got completely ratioed, finally deleted it, and then tweeted out this. What do we call that emoji? The chocolate ice cream emoji? Is it the bleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. People know it.
So he says, a bleep tweet, an unprofessional moment, a regret. An apology has been sent to Trey Smith, and this is an apology to Vols Nation for my moronic and petty take yesterday. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing for me. 0 excuses on a bleep take. Also an apology to Brent Hubbs for the drama. I can only imagine what the general's quarters looked like as everybody's screaming. It's not Brent's fault, but everybody's going to go to Brent and be like, hey, what is up with your boy and your employer allowing stuff like this? I'm glad he apologized. Neat.
It's wrong on the original tweet, though, is wrong on like
every level.
4 different levels.
Every level.
Yeah.
Every level. It's like, Mike, he was a first-round grade going into last season. He had blood clots. He should have been.
He had crappy coaching. Even if let's say he doesn't have blood, he doesn't.
He
have
started
blood
as
clots.
a true freshman. He was a freshman All-American
Let's
before
say
the blood clots.
He doesn't have blood clots, and he just goes in the 6th round because he just doesn't get better. I don't know. Like, would you still take a shot at that kid? There's some other kid out there that was a high 4-star that went in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round that didn't have blood clots. Are we taking shots at how right we were on that kid?
You know who they had as a 5-star offensive lineman coming out of high school?
Who would that be?
Isaiah Wilson.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
They brag on him last year when he got drafted. Just doesn't make any. Dude, just shut up.
What was Brandon Kennedy on Rivals?
4-star.
Because as the 37 have sent in, they played a game called Stump the Truck, where they tried to name an NFL draft prospect and see if the truck had any highlight videos for him. And Charles Davis stumped the truck by saying Brandon Kennedy, and they had nothing.
I missed this.
So my comeback to Mike Farrell is like, so how right were you on Brandon Kennedy, or did you just overrate him because he went to Alabama?
Well, that's the game, though. Of course, you're going to.
That is the game
because you can overrate all of them. But how many did they have in the first round?
Right.
Did they break a record?
Yeah, they broke the record for most players drafted in a single
most
draft.
Offensive players in a round. I know. And then did they break the record all time for most players in a round?
I thought they eclipsed LSU's. I know the SEC had more drafted this year than any other year in history.
I'm glad we could help that out a little bit with the 2.
We actually needed those 2 to get us over the hump.
You're welcome. Yeah. It feels like me in
every
the tournament.
Every SEC. Yeah.
I helped out, guys.
Every SEC team had at least one player get drafted.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Has that ever happened before?
I don't know. Maybe.
That feels like that's a good stat. That's a good stat. Every SEC team had a player drafted. Did you notice, Nate, the first, or not first, but the 2 players that went before Trey Smith?
No.
Back to back, same position. Long snappers. The first and second long snappers went right before Trey Smith. McShay goes, I don't think I've ever seen a run on long snappers before. It was great. But I'm sitting there like, really? And at that point, I'm getting really nervous, and I saw some tweet that said the Chiefs will take Trey Smith in the 6th round. So I'm like, okay, hopefully this guy's right. It was one of those like before the pick is in type of tweets.
Yeah, that's good.
But he got it. He nailed it.
Call.
Nailed it.
Huh.
So Trey Smith, 6th round.
Yeah.
Josh Palmer, 3rd round.
Okay.
77th overall. Trey Smith was what? Do you remember the pick number?
Something.
Yeah. Mike Farrell, be better, bro.
Well, did you see you saw what else surfaced from him, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The DM.
Who was that?
I don't know. Did you see that one, Dave?
No. What happened?
Someone screenshotted Mike Farrell in her DMs being like extra creepy.
Super creepy.
Extra creepy. Not to the point where it's like, arrest this man, but it was getting there.
So not Army Hammer bad, but still pretty bad?
I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what that means either. Army Hammer?
Army Hammer, he's an actor. He was.
I unfortunately know what that means.
He, I don't know. There's reports of basically like him wanting to be a cannibal.
Yeah, he calls himself a cannibal.
And like, yeah, girls' DMs and stuff. Like, he's really weird.
No, this was just normal creepy, if that's a thing. No, it was just weird.
And I don't know how old that girl was, but it was just like, your picture is so cute.
He DMs like an 8th grader.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to get a girl to send him a quote-unquote normal selfie.
Yeah. I just want to see what you look like today. It was very, very weird.
And she was like, but why?
Is he married?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Well, my first like kind of was like, this isn't a high school girl, is it? Like,
Nah, that's where I was worried about too. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Safe to say, Mike Farrell had a bad weekend.
And then what was the deal with the spoons? Is that what, he wanted a picture?
Oh
of her
no,
with
yeah.
the
He
spoon?
said, "Send me a picture of you holding a spoon." So I guess so I know it's really you. Which is
That's just a way of making sure you're not getting catfished.
yeah. Like, send me a picture with today's date and a heart drawn on a sheet of paper. Today's date, so you know that it's a real person.
A different picture.
Yeah. You know,
It's very weird.
yeah.
I don't know. He was apparently the girl, according to his DMs, the girl had attempted suicide or something, and so he was
trying to
talk up
her.
that angle. It's just, I don't know. You can read DMs and know when they're normal and know when they're not normal. Definitely a not normal.
So Bama had 10 players drafted. It has to be more than that, right?
I'd think so, because the 10's not the record.
I'll check this. That can't be right. It says it has us with 2. Maybe the record was just the offensive players in a draft or in a round. I feel like that LSU team last year might have busted that one.
I did not realize Dylan Moses did not get drafted.
Really?
And it says 10. Tie for most picks with 10 apiece. Oh, that was, I guess, Ohio State and Alabama both had 10 in this draft.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Come back with more final segment, hour 1 next. Final segment, hour number 1. Kind of running through the weekend a little bit. Tennessee baseball took 2 of 3 from.
Oh, you're going to short side baseball with 8 minutes?
Nah, we're going to plenty of time to circle back around.
Which day did we lose?
Friday.
It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
We kind of got shelled a little bit on Friday.
Nah, we did the shelling most of the series, though.
True, but Friday was not good. That who's there? Is it Plaviak? Plavy?
That's the game I
Plasvich.
watched the least.
No, that's the whole time I'm like, oh, Plaviak. He hit one over the river. I mean, an absolute like. We'll get into the fact that people are now literally calling for Bob Kessling's job later, but he hit one and he just goes. I'm trying to remember exact. Basically, just like the minute it left the bat, because we got on him for that a couple weeks ago when he said, and he's done it again. Oh, it's caught at the track.
Yeah.
This one, I don't even think they could get it in the shot when it landed. Just a bomb. But
What did Kessling say? I don't remember.
I mean,
Was this like Kentucky home run?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was something just like creamed it, like just a one-liner or whatever. But apparently he was, and I think I've identified the problem.
Oh.
On SEC Network Plus.
Yeah.
I believe Kessling, because he's obviously Tennessee's play-by-play guy. He's the voice of the Vols. But when he gets in that scenario, he's supposed to be right down the middle.
Not for baseball, though, right? I mean, that's...
No. When he's on SEC Network Plus, he's in the role of, I'm a middleman. I'm just calling the game. But I think because he knows he's the voice of the Vols and a little bit of a Tennessee homer, he goes a little bit too far and almost sounds like he's rooting for the other team.
I don't understand
And
that,
that's
though, because when we played at Texas A&M, it was as homer as it gets, all for A&M on SEC Network Plus. It was just the A&M guys doing their homer version.
No,
of the
that
call.
was different, though, because they lost the SEC Network Plus feed, and they literally did pipe in the A&M radio guys. So that one I get.
Okay.
But Kessling in the role for SEC Network is a down-the-middle play-by-play guy. He's not supposed to be one or the other. Whereas if you listen to John Wilkerson, who does a great job, he's him and Vince, they're Tennessee baseball homers. They're supposed to be. But people are mad at Bob. They're mad. Not happy about it.
Tennessee won on Thursday 14-4. Friday they lost 8-2, and then on Saturday they won again 11-2. Vanderbilt lost their series
To Florida.
Yep,
they did.
So Tennessee's now tied at the top of the SEC East standings with Vanderbilt.
pretty sure Vanderbilt has a pretty easy road the rest of the way. I want to say someone sent me that earlier.
Florida's now 1 game back of both teams. South Carolina had a really rough series against one of the Mississippi schools.
They're both good.
So they're now 11-10. So it looks like, the top 3 in the SEC are pretty clear. Yeah, SEC East are pretty clear of the field there. Of course, Kentucky now has dropped down. They're on the bubble, on the wrong side of the bubble, according to whoever's graphic they were going off of during the broadcast. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss are all really good in the West. And then, we'll see. Tennessee's got Arkansas coming up in 2 series.
Yeah, here it is real quick. Tennessee and Vanderbilt tied at 14-7. Thanks to Sean Fincham for sending this in. It's a tweet from Smokey Lowdown. Tennessee and Vanderbilt, again, 14-7, each with 3 remaining SEC series. Remember, no midweek game this week for Tennessee. Tennessee, 3 series remaining at Missouri.
Easy.
Arkansas at home.
Tough.
At South Carolina.
Pretty tough.
Vandy, Bama at home.
Pretty easy.
At Ole Miss.
Pretty tough.
Kentucky.
Pretty easy.
So, we're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah. It ain't tough to catch them.
But Tennessee tied at the top of the SEC standings. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd looked good this weekend, too. Did you notice that? Did you watch any of it?
I didn't really look at the one game I watched the most of was when it was raining Thursday. So that crowd wasn't. It was a Thursday and it rained. After the rain delay, there's no one there.
Friday the crowd was good until we got bashed on a little bit. But at Missouri this weekend, you said they're pretty bad.
They're the worst in the East.
They're the worst?
Absolutely.
Take care of business.
Yeah, you gotta whoop them.
Are we worried about the? I feel good about Dallas. Feel good about Blade for the most part. Heflin, did they just leave him in a little too long on Friday?
I mean, this was his worst start of the season.
Yeah, and then they brought in Kirby, and I thought Kirby was going to get us out of the jam, and he gives up a 2-run shot.
He has not been good lately.
It's like ever
he
since
pitched on Thursday, it was fine. He didn't give up any runs, but then Friday happens.
Well, he got put in a tough spot on Friday. He got put in with was it 2 on, or maybe it was a runner on second and 1 out. It was not good. It was not good. But it's okay. Saturday was good. Had another grand slam. We like grand slams around here. Grande salami.
We'll take them.
Who hit that one on? Was it
Rucker?
Rucker on Saturday. We like those. We talked about guys on base and stranding them. What we say? Hey, just hit a home run every time.
There you go.
Get those runners across the plate. Worked out.
You shouldn't be trying to hit a home run. You should just try to put the ball in play.
But if you can hit a home run, that was the first pitch, wasn't it?
Listen to this old timer over here.
Yeah. Well, we should have bunted and got the guy.
Just hit it hard somewhere.
First baseline
line drives.
Make them make a play.
Make them make a play.
Or don't give them a play to make and just put it in the parking lot. I'll take a grand slam over a base hit when the bases are loaded. I'm sorry. Mine is better than yours.
But if you swing for the fences, you're more likely to whiff, and that's the worst thing you can do in
that
situation.
I'll take a whiff over a pop fly.
A whiff, a strikeout.
No. You didn't say strikeout. You said a whiff.
That's what I meant.
No,
by
you
whiff.
you swing for the fences at 1, and then if you don't, then you just try to put 1 in play.
We'll tell you where Tennessee is in the latest D1 baseball poll coming back. Stick with us right here.
Another series win.
Hour 2.